The first mistake new managers make is believing that respect arrives with the title. It doesn't. Respect doesn't come from a promotion. It comes from perception. Long before you give your first order or schedule your first meeting, your team is studying you. They are watching how you carry the new weight. They notice what you tolerate, what you apologize for, and how desperately you want them to like you.
Hello and a warm welcome to you all. You've tuned into The Learner, where we will be talking about day-to-day challenges faced by budding and aspiring leaders, how to deal with those challenges, be an efficient leader you've always wanted to be, and much more.
The uncomfortable truth is this. People rarely reject authority immediately. They reject inauthenticity. And a new manager trying to act like a boss usually looks highly inauthentic. When you step into a management role, you disrupt the existing social order. Yesterday, you were their peer. Today, you are their superior. This shift creates psychological friction. Human beings are wired to test new boundaries. They don't do this because they hate you. They do it because they need to know where they stand. They will push a small boundary, a missed deadline, a sarcastic comment in a meeting, a sigh when you assign a task. These moments seem insignificant. But psychology works through patterns. Every time a small test goes unanswered, you silently communicate that your authority is flexible. You teach them that your rules are optional. This is where most new managers fail. They believe respect is earned by being agreeable. They want to be the cool boss, the approachable leader, the friend. So they laugh at jokes made at their expense. They over-explain decisions to avoid hurting feelings. They ask for permission to lead. Would it be okay if we tried this? At first, the team appreciates the kindness. But over time, appreciation turns into familiarity. Familiarity turns into entitlement. And entitlement becomes disrespect. You cannot lead people who view you as an equal they can manipulate through guilt or approval. If your confidence depends on their validation, they possess leverage over you. The moment they realize you fear conflict more than you fear being disrespected, the power dynamic shifts permanently. The first step to changing this is understanding that words are valuable only when they are scarce. The new manager who talks too much gives away their power. When you over-explain a decision, you are not being transparent. You are secretly asking for their approval. You are telling them, I need you to agree with me so I feel valid. Stop justifying your choices. State what needs to be done. Provide the necessary context, and move on. If they push back, listen calmly. But do not argue to win them over. Silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty commands attention. The less desperately you try to convince them, the more carefully they begin to listen. The second step is recognizing that disrespect rarely starts as a rebellion. It starts as a test. A team member arriving 5 minutes late, an eye roll during a presentation, an email that ignores a direct question. The average new manager ignores these moments to avoid conflict. The powerful manager addresses them immediately. Not with anger, not with a lecture, but with a calm, predictable consequence. I noticed you arrived late. I need you to be on time going forward. Nothing more. No emotional weight. Just a clean boundary. People respect predictability. When they realize your boundaries are the same today as they were yesterday, they stop testing them. They learn that crossing a line will cost them access to your good graces, not through a screaming match, but through a quiet withdrawal of your engagement. The third step is mastering your emotions when someone deliberately challenges you in public. This will happen. Someone will question your competence. Someone will push back just to see if you will flinch. The weak manager gets defensive. Their voice rises. They list their credentials. They try to prove they deserve the job. The moment you defend yourself, you lose. You tell the room that their opinion dictates your emotional state. The strong manager does something unnerving. They pause. They look at the person. And they respond with absolute calm. We can discuss your concerns after the meeting. That composure shifts the balance of power instantly. It tells the room that you cannot be emotionally hijacked. People hesitate to challenge someone they cannot read. They look for easier targets. The fourth step is building undeniable value. People may ignore a title, but they hesitate to disrespect genuine competence. There is a trap here. Many new managers try to prove their value by doing the work for their team. They micromanage, they fix mistakes, they take over tasks. This doesn't build respect, it breeds contempt. It tells the team you don't trust them, and it turns you into a highly stressed assistant rather than a leader. Real value as a manager comes from clearing obstacles they cannot clear themselves. If you secure resources they need, if you shield them from upper management chaos, if you make their work easier while maintaining high standards, their perception shifts. They stop seeing you as the peer who got lucky. They start seeing you as the leader they cannot afford to lose. People protect what they fear losing. And while they might disrespect a replaceable manager, they rarely disrespect an indispensable one. In the end, making people respect a new manager is never about forcing submission. It is about passing the silent tests they put you through. It requires dropping the need to be liked. It requires speaking with intention. It requires enforcing boundaries without anger. And it requires emotional control when provoked. Your reputation is not created by your new job title. It is created by your patterns. Anyone can be given authority. But authority is just a permission slip. Real power is the ability to hold that authority without it changing your behavior, without it making you desperate, and without it making you weak. You didn't earn their respect when you got the promotion. You earn it in the first 60 days by showing them that your authority is not a costume. It is a reality. And once your actions prove that, respect is no longer something you chase. It becomes the only logical response.